Welcome to part 2 of Disney's Aladdin and Nasira's Revenge. Last time we left off, I was a little bit aggravated on how hard the game gets and never finished the bonus stage just because they're difficult. Right where we left off is Aladdin sent his friend Abu, the main adorable monkey, in the search for the main treasure key to release the genie from his prison. Since to not make this video go even longer than it has to be, let's just skip all that. And if you want to play the game for yourself, oh yeah, and it did say touch nothing but the lamp, and the cable waters don't mind the monkey touching things in the first movie. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the aiming is very sensitive. I tried to do these ones in bonus stages and it's very sensitive. I could not do 100% on it because it's hard. Not to mention, it's the only time you can save game is completing the stage. That son of a gun. Couldn't rush as our friends into the first movie, couldn't they? Never mind. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention in my last video, finding the magic carpet is such a pain. Everything on the screen moves incredibly fast and you will not have any quick time events to know which way you're going. You'll probably die a lot. Like what he just did now. Sure, there's checkpoints, but make sure you get plenty of lives or the game is over. Or you'll be sent back to the menu right where the save at, loading it. Oh geez, I did not see that one coming. Literally. Anyways, our hero Aladdin goes on his own like usual, entering the pyramid. That's all he's gonna say? Come on. Anyways, you have to solve these puzzles too. And go for the pyramid too. When facing the main boss Abyss, and he's not that tough since he is in the Egypt building. Sure, I say pyramid. And he's not that hard. They're doing some puzzles and all that stuff, you finally enter in the next stage and playing Jazzman in the pot. Just like Metal Gear Solid Snake and Windbreaker. Or you want to make sure you don't get caught by the guards right next to them. Even though you're never going to tell when they're going to walk by you or walk right next to you. And you'll obviously get kicked out. Other than to do that again. And after all that, you get through the mountains and avoiding hot lava. And evil skeletons. And hopefully you make it this far in before the time limit happens. And that poor son of a gun skeleton is trying to do his very best at his job. So after finding a few more goons on the way and solving all the puzzles, and after doing a very, very long stage engine avoiding inhuman eating plants, zombies, which are pretty creepy, and so is the music. And you do one more puzzle, and you'll be thinking to yourself, wow, am I already at the end already? Yeah, they're all the frustrations I've been through. After finding like more skeletons and more jumping around and collecting parts, once you finally get the elevator to work, or at last, as you'll be thinking all those nightmares can be over with, right? And that you're finally getting close to the very end of the stage. Guess what shows up at the very top? The huge tentacle. Oh, and, well, more tentacles. All in a zombie. You finally save the Sultan and his jester outfit, just like in the movie, and face the evil Sultan. Yeah, the evil Sultan that did not appear or any of the movie sequels or the TV series, just in this game. You fly around and shoot, which I forgot to mention about that one too. In the final stage, it just full of lavas, snakes, and they're just replaying the music, Prince Ali, why is he only a Baba? Just for this final stage. I'll just save you all the trouble and let's get to the final battle. Or Aladdin finally gets to face is Jafar, and his sister, Arcia. You can easily defeat Jafar before his head's about to pop out. no strategy, no effort into it, you're done with. The end. But if you let Jafar or get huge, it'll be a tougher challenge to face him. But once you defeat Jafar, and her sister just flies off and never be seen or heard from again. The game just ends here. It just ends.
Hey, Aladdin, you just defeated Nasira and Jafar. What are you gonna do next? Go into Disneyland now. You just don't want to take a chance.
And they shove their pixelated faces at each other, and the game just ends there. Oh man, guys. Man. I do never played this game before, and I did not enjoy it. It was a bit boring at times, not to mention the music. I think they used over and over again. And these aren't the only good things about the game. The loading screen and most likely voice acting. So I'm sorry to disappoint most of you Aladdin fans out there, but I would not blame that most players that played this game before is horrendously bad. I mean, when I saw the front cover of the game, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, we see Aladdin and Abu riding in the magic carpet and escaping Arsa, and there's a head of Jafar. Not bad. And a bunch of mummies are trying to reach out to get them, but they can't because they're flying. That's a pretty cool thing about this game's cover. I actually like it. Too bad I would not say about the rest of the game on how much it sucks. If you want to do yourself a favor, just play Aladdin on the Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo. Those are pretty good games. But for this one serves to be left behind the past of other forgotten video games. This is not the worst game out there. Believe me, there's like a few Disney games that were done in the 1980s and 90s from the past that were far worse and cheap and lazy it's designed to be. And yet, this one gets lots of views on it. So, leave a like and subscribe since you enjoyed me talk about this game. And I already talked about both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, except for the NES and Game Boy. And believe me, the Game Boy is pretty bad too. So I give Aladdin for the PlayStation 1, says Revenge, a 2 out of 10, and a low quality animation. Oh, who am I kidding? There's no any budget animation in this game at all. They just look cheap and lazy, and no mouth movements they ever do, ever. Just play the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. They're worth your time. Do yourself a favor. Do not, I repeat, do not play this game. It gets slow at times, and then gets way harder than it needs to be. So, have a great time, mates. See you around. You like, subscribe if you like this review of mine. Goodbye. E for now.